Hello everybody, Connor here, and welcome back to another episode of Gaming Retrospective. When you think of the Mario franchise, the first things that probably come to mind are all the spin-off games the franchise has had, like Mario Kart, Mario Party, and the sports games. Nintendo has done an excellent job continuing the Mario sports line on the Switch. You got Mario Tennis Aces in 2018, Mario Golf Super Rush, and Mario Strikers Battle League in 2022. But there's one link in the main four that's missing. The Mario Baseball series hasn't gotten a new installment in the last 15 years, and with Nintendo creating new installments for each of their sports series this generation, the absence of a Mario Baseball on the Switch is apparent. So let's go back to where it all began. The first installment of the series was Mario Superstar Baseball for the GameCube. It was released in 2005 and was developed by Namco and Nintendo. I didn't really grow up with it since I didn't get a GameCube until later on in my life, so going into this was a blind experience for me. Sadly, I didn't purchase an actual copy for this video, so to play it I had to resort to emulation. After getting the chance to try it out, Mario Superstar Baseball is a solid addition to the Mario Sports series. It's just your basic baseball game with a Mario twist. First things first, the opening cutscene is one of the best openings of all time. It sets up the game really well. One of the things I enjoyed about Mario Baseball the most is the abundance of characters and the ability to draft your own team. There's 12 team captains to choose from and over 20 characters that could also join your team. There's also 6 stadiums to choose from: Mario Stadium, Yoshi Park, Peach Garden, Wario Palace, Donkey Kong Jungle, Bowser's Castle, and the Toy Field. The Toy Field is an unlockable minigame where you play in a stadium with a bunch of buttons on the floor that make you earn or lose coins, and whoever has the most coins is the winner. It's decent fun, but it's never really been my cup of tea. There's also 6 other minigames included: Barrel Batter, Bob-omb Derby, Chain Chomp Sprint, Piranha Panic, Star Dash, and Wall Ball. These are nice little additions that help make the game fresh, but where Mario Superstar Baseball really shines is with the exhibition and challenge modes. These are the big modes of the game, the ones the majority of players are going to play. The exhibition mode is really fun for multiplayer, but you could also play single player against a computer. There are so many different combinations of characters to place on your team. The characters are also categorized into different groups: balance, technique, speed, and power, so it's really fun to mess around with different combinations and try to create the best team possible. The challenge mode is also really fun. The mode starts out with you getting the option to choose one of the captains to play as, and then you challenge the other teams and have the option to recruit characters to form a dream team to face Bowser at the end. It may not be a super in-depth RPG campaign, but it's still a little fun mode you can play in your free time. It doesn't take much skill to get through it, and overall it's a good experience. It was clear Mario Superstar Baseball was a hit, so it makes sense a few years later Nintendo and Namco released Mario Super Sluggers, the second game in the Mario series. It released on the Nintendo Wii, the console that had a controller shaped like a baseball bat that also sold a baseball bat attachment. To promote the launch for this game, Nintendo made a series of collectible online cards which had a card to represent each playable character in the game. Nintendo also made a website called MarioSuperSluggersCards.com that worked as an online collector's book and allowed users to trade their cards. If a user collected every card, they would be sent a poster download that showcased the cards. Unfortunately, the website no longer exists, so if you really wanted to start collecting virtual Mario Baseball cards, you're out of luck. Personally, I just downloaded my whole collection, so I don't have to worry. They also promoted the game at the Mariners and Yankees game. The first 20,000 fans received a foam Mario Super Sluggers mitt. I actually googled the price for one, and it's not as expensive as I thought it would be. It was only around $20 to $30, which is pretty crazy. Mario Super Sluggers ended up releasing August 25th, 2008 in North America. This was the game I personally grew up playing, so I might have a bit of nostalgia for it. In my opinion, it takes everything the previous game did right and improved on it a lot. The most noticeable thing was the implementation of motion controls. This is a controversial addition because some people love motion controls, but a lot of other people hate them. Luckily, you can play with the Wii Remote sideways, which gets rid of them entirely. The downside to that is that you're playing with the Wii Remote sideways. Was it so difficult for Nintendo to add compatibility with the GameCube controller? Games like Mario Kart Wii and Smash Brawl allow you to use the GameCube controller seamlessly, but for some reason Mario Super Sluggers doesn't. Another thing Mario Super Sluggers did was expand the roster, adding fan favorites like King K. Rool, Funky Kong, Blue Yoshi, and Wiggler. King K. Rool is honestly my favorite character to bat as, he's absolutely unreal in this game. If you get tired of the stadiums in Superstar Baseball, they added some new ones to the mix. You get Mario Stadium, Peach Ice Garden, Yoshi Park, Wario City, and DK Jungle right from the start, and you can unlock Luigi's Mansion, Daisy Cruiser, Bowser Jr.'s Playroom, and Bowser's Castle through the story mode. The toy field also made a return, but like I said earlier, I never really cared for it. And for the minigames, Bob-omb Derby, Piranha Panic, and Wall Ball make their return, but there's also a few new additions like Barrel Basher, Blooper Base Run, Bowser Pinball, Gem Catch, Ghost K, and Graffiti Runner. Another new addition to this game is the Miis. Nintendo finally answered my lifelong dream to play baseball with Mario and his friends. My Mii was getting tired of playing with the rookies in Wii Sports, but now he can play in the big leagues. Let's see how he looks with my team. Another addition was the items. Personally, I like to play with them off, but they bring a lot of chaos to the game, especially when you play with friends. After the release of Mario Super Sluggers, there was a bit of a hiatus of the Mario Sports games until Mario Sports Mix released in 2011 for the Wii. This brought back basketball and 3 new sports to the mix: volleyball, dodgeball, and hockey. Later on, another sports compilation released on the 3DS in 2017 called Mario Sports Superstars, which brought back the main 4 sports: golf, tennis, soccer, and baseball. It also introduced horse racing, so finally, the game we've been asking for, a Mario horse riding game, finally made its appearance. And Mario Baseball finally came back after 9 years. Not really though. In theory, yes, there's Mario and it's baseball, but Mario Sports Superstars really stripped away any of the personality of these games. It was developed by the original developer, Bandai Namco, but it still feels like a step back for the series. It just felt like something Nintendo threw together because they needed something on the 3DS after the launch of the Switch. They might as well just ported MLB The Show to the 3DS and called it a day. So there hasn't been a true standalone Mario baseball game since 2008. There were rumors of a new game in 2023 because Nintendo put Switch ads on one of the Marioners games, and they used art from one of the other Mario baseball games. This could be a hint at a new game in development, or it just makes sense to use Mario baseball art for an ad during MLB games. If there is a game in development, I'm not too sure when it would release. It's a bit late in the Switch's lifespan, and since the other sports games got a release on the Switch, it would just make sense for Nintendo to hold off until the next console. Overall, the Mario Baseball series is one of the best series Nintendo has done, but it does feel a little forgotten about. I just hope Nintendo does something with this series soon and we do see a follow-up in the near future. I feel like there's still more that can be expanded upon, and if not, I wouldn't mind a port of Superstar Baseball or Super Sluggers since Nintendo has been remaking games from the GameCube and the Wii. But who really knows the future of this franchise besides Nintendo? Let's just hope they don't leave it in the past.